And a welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. We appreciate you being here with us, and I am here for an exclusive first conversation inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. I am honored and privileged to be here with David Pittman, the exclusive first interview with the Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse women's soccer head coach upon him this season accepting the position. And very happy to speak with him here. Of course, I want to thank you for being with us on youtube.com and facebook.com, both /WakeUpCallDT for live audio and video. And of course, on wakeupcalldt.podbean.com, up and down the East Coast, the Midwest, the West Coast, and all around the globe. Today, as we say, we're 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern time. Today's going to be a little bit different, and each piece of the show will be its own separate special. So after I speak with David Pittman, you will see my special with the Binghamton Bearcats men's tennis team. And from there, you will also see a birthday box break as I went to GG Cards and Breaks to open up 3 boxes of sports cards with Josh Gideon and a conversation that you will very much enjoy and is very funny. So, David, first and foremost this morning, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
And I'm very
Thanks
happy
for having me.
Of course. Very happy to have you. As you know, off the air, I have wanted to do this for a long time to get everything set, but you kind of just hit the ground. When they say hit the ground running, I don't think that that's a good enough example of what you did. I think that you were on, I think you were probably on a runway trying to catch a plane, grab the wing, and hold on for this season, because the season was literally going right into it. And here you come in as the head coach. So I'd love to get your thoughts on kind of the journey you had in hearing from Bryant Stratton, accepting the position, and then jumping right into things.
Yeah. So I heard about the position opening up way back when Nick left the program. He let me know that so I originally applied for the men's position and then the women's position. And didn't hear back from those. And then I heard that the programs opened up again, the positions opened up again. So I reapplied to both. And additionally, I also reached out to some people inside the program that I know and kind of expressed my interest. So I was able to get an interview with Brooke and Clay, who were amazing. Had a great interview, really good connection, good vibes right from the beginning. Then I had to wait a couple weeks because, like you said, it was like right around the beginning of the season. Students were arriving, didn't hear. I was about to throw in the towel, be like, all right, it's done. I'm not getting the position. Send one last email like, hey, I'm still really interested. Got an interview on a Wednesday with a panel from people at the college.
Yeah.
Again, great vibes. And then on Friday, they offered me the position. And then 3 days later, we had our first game.
And that's that's not the story of every coach. It feels like a college football conversation, the way the coaches shift around there. But, like you said, you got the job. 3 days later, you had your first match. How did you deal within that window of getting the position, meeting with student athletes, practicing, and then playing within a 3-day period?
Yeah. So I've been coaching for about a decade now. And in my previous position, I coached a youth soccer program in the city of Syracuse. So not having a lot of players, having a lot of things go wrong is kind of like something that I'm comfortable with. So, met with the players, we had our practices, we are lucky to have really good talent on the team.
Yeah.
That are really helping us do really well despite the circumstances. So, we just had a conversation with the players and we kind of laid it out that it was going to be a difficult season. Things weren't normal and we were just going to have to, roll with it, do the best we could. And it's been a great season, despite all the challenges.
And like you said, being a coach for as long as you have and dealing with the fact that you've already gone through the adversity of being in a position where maybe you don't have enough of this or enough of that, or maybe something goes wrong last minute, that you've been able to kind of work through that over time. How did previous roles help you? Like, I know you kind of spoke about it in a broad scope, but is there a moment or two that you kind of reached back to this season to say, wow, this feels like this, or it feels like something that I've experienced before?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've had to rely on some of the students from the student body to come in who are not student athletes per se, but have had some background in soccer, very rusty, not in the best shape, but have been willing to kind of like come on board and help out the team and help out the girls that are on the team. So having the patience to work with students that are kind of like not where they should be for the level that we're playing at.
Yeah.
But trying to get them, mentally prepared, physically prepared, technically prepared. I think my experience with, my youth soccer experience has really come in handy.
And when you did get to meet with the team, when you did get to speak with these student athletes, and like you said, pulling from the student body to make sure you had the numbers, when you first came in, how quickly upon getting the job did you reach out to the roster that you did have? And then what did you do? Text message, phone call, Zoom call, let's all get together on campus, kind of what went down?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much just like straight to practice.
Okay.
I mean, like I think it was like the first day I started, we just started practicing, introduced myself, started working, get a sense of what we had on the squad.
Yeah.
Like I said, what we had there was really good. So we had a really solid foundation there. And then it was about, I want to say, the following week that we send out some emails to the student body. And then I went out to the North Campus in Liverpool, and I did some tabling, and that's where we picked up like 4 players at that tabling event the day before. Like we couldn't register any more players on the squad. We picked up 4 players that have been huge help. So yeah, it's been roller coaster ride for sure.
Speaking here with David Pittman, the exclusive first interview since he accepted the job at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse as the women's soccer head coach. As we're here in the 2025 season, we're on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. And of course, we are proud to have the exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. You said you went to the North Campus, you went to Liverpool. I hope you went to Avicoli's across the street. Did you get to eat there yet?
No.
Okay. Well, we need.
I'll put it on the to-do list.
Yeah, I was gonna say the next time that you got to go out there, lunch on me, and we can go have some lunch out there. But fantastic people. Shout out to John Fratto and the Avicoli family. But you go out to North Campus. You're in Liverpool. And you said you kind of had this table opportunity, this tabling and whatnot, and met with people. How did you set this up? Did Brooke help you and Mary Hawkins? Like, how did you? Was it like, hey, we're gonna have an event, and we're gonna do it in like a cafeteria type setting? How did that come about that people knew that there was this opportunity?
Yeah, no, I pretty much reached out to Brooke and said, hey, we need to get numbers in, obviously, like we had sent out the emails and we got, I think, a couple responses from the emails, but, still not enough. So it's like, I'm going to go do a tabling event, who should I reach out to? So she put me in contact with somebody from North Campus, figure out what was the best time to do it. They set up a table for me to come. Showed up, laid out some jerseys, some soccer balls, some of the gear that the players get as being part of the team, kind of to entice them a little bit on the experience. We had a little laptop going with kind of footage from previous seasons and stuff like that. And then I just spoke to students as they were coming and going from classes.
So, I mean, this really was like, let's put it all together. Let me get my lemonade stand out there and let me show people how great my lemonade is. I mean, Being a people
Back to
person,
basics, like.
yeah, and I mean, being a people person is incredibly important, right? You can't be afraid to go up to a total stranger and say, "Hey, are you interested?" So,
Right.
from that perspective of this, setting up a table, having the laptop there, and reaching out to people as they walk by, bring me into kind of your personality and who you are out in the wild, so to speak, because that
Sure.
was a big play in all this, right? That you can go out there and recruit on the fly and say, "Hey, would you like to be a part of this team?" And then they say, "Coach, when do we play?" And you say, "Tomorrow."
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I've been coaching youth soccer for many years in Syracuse. I started working at the YWCA of Syracuse in 2013, and my first job was actually doing soccer programming at an after-school program before coming on full-time and being program manager there. And then in 2017, we started a program there with the U.S. Soccer Foundation called Soccer for Success, which aimed to provide kids with after-school soccer programming, but also in a mentoring sense as well. So it wasn't just a soccer program; it's a mentoring program.
Yeah.
And from there, the YWCA is located literally a block away from Bryant Stratton, and so it's in the heart of the North Side. And we just realized like there are so many talented kids in this community that want to play soccer but don't have the opportunity because most of the programs around are pay to play. So we started a little Saturday program, and that grew into a a major program. We got some funding. The YWCA took it on as a program of theirs. Fast forward to today, we have over 100 kids in that program. I'm still involved in that program in the off season. And our mission is really to provide opportunity to close that gap between the kids that can't afford to pay for club soccer. So that is my out in the wild. I'm coaching kids. I'm helping kids out. I'm giving them opportunities. That's really been like my mission. And this role at Bryant Stratton, being located in the North Side is kind of like an extension of that work. I see myself as continuing to provide opportunities for young athletes in the city of Syracuse to come to Bryant Stratton and develop and have the opportunity to play college ball and beyond.
What I love from everything you're saying, David, and I appreciate the fact that you're providing opportunity to the people that would not have that opportunity because money, which you can't take to heaven, and there's a reason for that, is something that I never feel like should hold anybody back. I feel like if you want to play, if you want to get out there, there should be an avenue. You creating that avenue, in its essence, and kind of ironically, is that as you've built that at the YWCA, there's an opportunity that the kids you've been training and coaching and helping maybe someday play for you at Bryant Stratton.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's fantastic. This year, Syracuse United, the city of Syracuse soccer program, had a fantastic year. And I was looking through the squad, and nearly every player has come through our program at some point, which is like a source of pride for us. And I'm excited at the opportunity to be able to coach some of those players, and we're already reaching out to some of them to come over and participate in the Bryant Stratton program, which quite honestly, has surprised me, the level of support, the quality of the programming, the people there is just fantastic. So, like I said at my interview, my second interview, I truly feel like Bryant Stratton is kind of like a hidden gem in the city of Syracuse. It has some potential to be a great resource for the Northside community.
Yeah, and like you said, it's a hidden gem. To kind of brush the dirt off of this gem that you found and talk a little bit more about it, why do you consider Bryant Stratton Syracuse such a hidden gem?
It has a great support program. Like the people at Bryant Stratton are great. Um, the accessibility is great. I think that people don't really understand how challenging it might be for a kid to get to school. Let's say like the other options in the city would be OCC or Syracuse University in Lemoyne. Um, Transportation is a huge piece. It's not that easy to get OCC. You can't just hop on a bus straight from. That you got to go to the hub. It takes time, takes effort. People have jobs. So having the campus so neat close by is a huge thing, and also, like I said earlier, the people are just really great. They're really invested in the students. There's the whole team, from the admissions to the academic team to the athletic team. They're all very involved in making sure the students are successful. So yeah, I just feel like it's a perfect place for Northside students to be successful.
Yeah, like you said, keeping it in the community. What we've seen in prior rosters for Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse is we've seen student athletes from all over the world. And I've sat
Mm-hmm.
at a table with someone like four different student athletes, all different countries, like essentially like a United Nations meeting, like meeting people
Mm-hmm.
from places you would never even think would have a connection to Syracuse. So you talk about the community. This can be a great resource to the north side. It could be great for Syracuse and central New York. But we also know its history of reaching overseas. How would you like, as you look toward the future, to have your roster? Will you blend it? Will you look overseas? Do you want to kind of change the dynamic a little bit and make sure Bryant Stratton is taking care of home base first? How do you look at it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we certainly want to continue attracting top talent from around the world. I think that is a source of pride for the college, and
Yeah.
we shouldn't shy away from that. But at the same time, I think we need to incorporate local talent as well. I think that having a connection with the community is big. Um, Having a connection with the local soccer community is big, because let's face it, like, not every player can just jump into a D3 or D2 or D1 program, right? They need time to develop. And Bryant Stratton can be that place to develop. They can be that place where they can get some experience under their belt. They can play with top talent from around the world. And they can continue their journey into developing as a soccer player and as a student. So I want to see a blend of local talent with talent from around the country, around the world. I think that's fantastic. One of our best players plays for their national team in Botswana, and it's fantastic to have her on the team. Watching her play, we're so privileged to have her with us.
And I love hearing you say that, because I love the international connection. I love the opportunity that Bryant Stratton Syracuse gives to people from all over the world, from every nook and cranny. But I also love the fact that you said, let's make sure that we blend it. Let's look at this community. Let's find the student athletes that have the talent and have the drive in the classroom, and have not committed to a place, that should know that there's things at Bryant Stratton Syracuse that have almost 100% job placement. There's the opportunity to compete for national championships on the soccer field, basketball as well. So
Yeah.
I love the fact that with your team moving forward, we can have that international approach, but that we can also see a Camillus, a Watertown, a Binghamton, or a Skinny Atlas come onto the team, East Syracuse, and so on and so forth. So I do appreciate that, and I do want to say, as someone who grew up on the north side and is a proud Syracusan, I want to thank you that there are some roster spots that may go to this community, which I think is huge, and I think it's going to more ingrain Bryant Stratton with the thing that is across their chest, which is the word Syracuse.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I think that over the years, um, that has been one of the things that's often irked me a little bit is that you see a lot of these programs with the word Syracuse around their chest, and they don't represent Syracuse. In fact, they inadvertently kind of like overlook some of the issues and some of the things that the Syracuse community goes through.
yeah,
So I think that right now, if you look at our roster, uh, you will see that our roster looks very much like some of the Syracuse community. So even though they might not be from here, there's a connection in terms of their experience in the world, and I think that um, bringing some of those local players on and building that unity, that camaraderie, that solidarity across countries is important.
yeah. And I love, I'm looking at the roster right now. Trinidad and Tobago is obviously represented. You mentioned Botswana, Syracuse, New York, Lafayette, Bronx, as well as Camillus, New York, Oswego, Astoria. I know the Astoria area, and obviously that connection to women's basketball for Lenasia as well. But
Yeah,
Astoria, my family's got a pizza shop out there, my extended family. So that's really cool to see. But I love that. I mean, the mix is already there. When you were working to put this team together so quickly and you wanted to make sure you had the numbers, what was your selling point? What was your conversation? If you said, "May I speak with you for a moment?" and okay, maybe I have 2 minutes, maybe I have 5 minutes, maybe I have half an hour. What was that starting piece that you had when you were reaching out for more talent to join the team? What was that elevator pitch, so to speak?
yeah, yeah. It's a good question. God, it seems like ages ago. Um, I think I expressed, the quality and the history of the program as being a competitive program that has some exciting talent on the team. And I think the big selling point was the opportunity to go to nationals. And I think that we knew, from the get go, we knew things were going to be challenging prior to me coming in. And they reached out to the girls and they asked them, "What do you want to do?" Despite the fact that we don't have a large squad, despite the fact that the previous coach kind of left suddenly, do you still want to compete for nationals and try to achieve that? And the girls said yes. So I think really showing the prospective students that there's a dedicated group of girls that really wanted to fight for that opportunity again, and having them be part of that journey and being part of that uh, trying to reach nationals again was the main selling point. Yeah.
And like you said, I mean, reaching out to them and saying, "Do you want to do this again?" They said yes. How quickly do you feel like your relationships with them established personally, individually, and how did you work on that? Because you're essentially building your relationships that you would in the off season, you're
Right.
building them during the season. So how did that all come about?
Yeah, that was probably one of the most challenging parts of the job. The soccer part is kind of like the simpler part
Yeah.
per se. And I think managing relationships and managing personalities is always um, challenging. I think I have a pretty, you know, I understood coming in that these girls had gone through a lot, and I wasn't expecting them to be welcoming me with open arms, given everything that had happened over the last, year, 6 months to them. So um, I came in open minded, patient, showing who I was, telling, assuring them that I was there to stay, that I'm on their corner, that I'm there to support them to the best of my ability. And I think over time, that they grew to see who I was and the relationship is pretty well. It's going really well. Um, there's been bumps on the road. It hasn't been easy. We've had to tweak the roster, tweak the formations, figure out who fits where. It hasn't been easy, and obviously when things aren't going well, frustrations come up, and it gets challenging. But we're focused on the goal, right? I keep on reminding them that what the goal is. Focused on the goal, day by day, step by step. We stay focused on that, and we deal with the bumps around the way.
Yeah, and I love the positive perspective, and the thing is what other perspective can you really have, right? My grandmother said a long time ago. I said, "Grandma, why are you so positive?" I said, "You read the paper, you see the news, you see the killings and the shootings and stabbings and this house burned down and it's all this negative stuff." I said, "Why are you so positive?" And she looked at me and she said, "What's the alternative?" And I hear that from you. Where has that come from? Has this always been you? Is this something that you developed within yourself to be that person to say, "Hey, I don't want the finished product. I don't want the thing that's put in the gift box that's wrapped in a bow. I want to be the person that has to go find it, has to put it together, has to wrap it, and has to put it under the tree myself." Like, what made you the person saying, "Give me something that needs to be worked on, and I will chisel away to make this sculpture"?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I think mainly it's been, ultimately it's about helping people develop, right? And develop into good people, develop into people that love the game. I, of course, want to win games. I want to win championships, right? But I oftentimes feel when you do things from a perspective of win at all cost, you end up inadvertently hurting people, stifling people's growth, not helping people grow. So my approach is more of a collective approach. We're working together. Despite the challenges, we're going to get through it. That I think that approach has served me well. And ultimately, win or lose, if you're not getting something out of it, then I'm doing a disservice to you, right? So I think that's why I'm so positive, because if you just stick on the winning portion of it, then like if you lose, you get nothing, right? And
Yeah.
And you are going to lose. So for me, we're going to work hard, we're going to do our best, but at the end of it, win or lose, we're going to walk away from that experience having grown in some way. And I think that's what I want my players to take away from it.
And it seems like they're listening, because we're looking at a winning record. You have an opportunity to potentially play in the Final Four for the USCAA Division I National Championship tournament that's coming up here. So for you, have you had a moment or two, or maybe three, where you've seen your message come through and you've kind of just been standing there with the team or individually talking to a player in a hallway, and then they said something and you just kind of stopped and smirked and said, "Okay, we're getting there"?
Yeah. I mean, I think our season has been kind of like mixed feelings, in the sense that we've had some pretty easy, attainable games that have made it not super challenging for our team. There's been some games that have been challenging, and there's been a couple games where we've been outplayed, we've been outdone, but the team has stayed put together, right? Like, considering everything that's going on, it would be easy for the team to fall apart and say, throw your hands up and be like, "All right, we're not doing this. We can't do that. We can't compete. We can't fight for anything. But they've done the opposite. Despite the challenges, they've hunkered down. They've worked hard. They haven't given up. They stayed a unit, and that to me is amazing, right? Because they could easily just give up, but they're not. So that's a positive. We're working on ways to fix our weaknesses and strengthening and strengthening our strengths. So yeah, I can't ask for more than from this group. They're doing great.
This coming from David Pittman, exclusive first interview here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of the Great Lakes Honda City Studios and in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse with the women's soccer head coach in his first season at the helm of the Bobcats here in Syracuse. We look at the record of 6-4-1, 4 wins on the road, which has been huge. And as I go through this and I see, first win against Roberts Wesleyan University JV to start off the season, and then after taking a loss, getting a win at Trinity, Washington, and then a tie, and then we see that later on in the season, the team starts clicking here, and it's funny how we talk about, when you get toward November, what does a team look like? And that's in multiple sports. And we saw that you went a streak of winning 4 out of 5 games, finished winning 4 out of 6. That final match versus SUNY ESF and kind of just what came out of that and your takeaways from the matchup against SUNY ESF as we go back to it. What can you say to what you took away from October and from some of these matchups that you had, and the fact that the team did, put themselves in a position to win 4 of 6 in a row before waiting on the USCAA to see what happens on the selection day?
Yeah. We've kind of gone through a couple different approaches and strategies throughout the season. We started off with a very conservative approach, given our lack of preseason. We weren't quite there physically, so we detected that early on in the match. Or pretty early on in the matches, our legs were getting heavy, so we wanted to conserve our energy. So we tried a conservative approach, and we got kind of like mixed results from that. So probably about 3 games in, we switched to kind of like the opposite approach, like a very aggressive approach. Just like, okay, we got good players, let's go for it. Let's try to get ahead, and then we'll manage the game from there. Yeah. That approach worked really well, until we got to Maine, Fort Kent, where they kind of like picked us apart and they really showed us our weaknesses, which was great in a way because they're a national contender, so they're helping us out. They kind of helped us see where we need to strengthen. So we've gone back to the drawing board and figured out, okay, how can we make the team more balanced overall?
Yeah.
So that ESF game was great. I mean, great battle. Really, I think the difference came down to the fitness, the physicality. We are still not at our 100% fitness wise. We still have, some of the girls that are not fully fit. We have injury. It's the end of the season, so we got injuries that we're dealing with. But like I said, the girls battled through. It was a really close game. It could have gone either way. It tilted towards SUNY ESF, and we could have given up, but they didn't. They kept fighting. We got back in the game. So,
yeah, 10 goals scored in the game in that 6-4 match, and we know, like I said, that coming up here, we will be in a position for the selection show to make a decision here. And so, that's going to be coming up not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, and right mid-afternoon around that 3:30 time on November 5th. So what are your thoughts on that? I've seen the team has been ranked in the nation's top 10, top 4. So what are your thoughts knowing that there's only 4 spots? Do you put your ear to the ground? Is there any information that comes? Is it, hey, we're going to show up on Wednesday and we're going to be on campus, or we're going to turn that TV on and we have no idea? What's kind of the thought right now?
Well, we're optimistic. We started the season outside the top 4, where we stayed there for the first 3 weeks. The last 3 weeks, we've been consistently in the top 4, and we've been, fighting and playing hard. Hoping to be able to qualify. So we don't have any information. We are hopeful that the work that we've done throughout the season is enough to get us there. We're excited about the opportunity. And we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely excited, and hopefully I'm usually the MC for the event. So
Okay,
I will be putting myself in a position where I believe on November 5th, there is that opportunity at 3:30 for me to be on campus, and so I'm looking forward to it for sure. In my brain, I'm like, this isn't happening yet. Like, the season's not. Yeah. So like I'm like, you got soccer going into the postseason, and then basketball is getting ready to jump off at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse as well. And in my brain, I'm like, there's no way that the season's already over. But soccer starts so fast. So it's definitely going to be awesome. I'm hopeful for Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. But, what I'm most happy about, number one, your positivity. Number two, that you've helped the community, and you have so many years doing that here in Syracuse and Onondaga County. And then, beyond that, beyond the caring the caring person that you've shown yourself to be and the positive person you've shown yourself to be, it seems like the team has taken to you. It seems like they've given you an opportunity despite everything they've been through. They've worked very hard, and they've put themselves in a place where they have a winning record and they have a fighting chance. And if anybody saw what this team had gone through in the last 6 months to a year, no, I don't think anybody on the outside would have given them a chance. I don't think anybody would have thought there would have been a winning record. And to be where they are right now is credit to you. It's credit to these young women. It's credit to Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse, to Mary Hawkins and Brooke Parrow and resources. And I think this incredible story needs to not be done being told. I think they need to go to Pittsburgh, in my opinion.
Yeah, that would be great. We love it. Yeah.
So with that,
and I think we got the talent to do a good showing. So yeah, we gotta believe, right?
We do. So we will wait patiently, and we got a little over a week until we find out. But David, you and I will have plenty more conversations, this being the exclusive first conversation since you became the head coach of Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse for the Bobcats. Thank you for taking some time with me. I have plenty more to speak with you about, and I'm hoping that it's after we get some good news here in a week.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate the time.
Thank you, David. I'll talk with you soon.
Take care.
Take care. That coming from David Pittman one more time here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. We'll take a step aside, and we'll be back on the broadcast here on Wake Up Call right after this.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating at 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and always online at maandpazpopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, order anywhere, anytime at maandpazpopcorn.com. Stop in to get a tin at Ma and Pa's on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York to get your half-price refills for the rest of your life. Come to Ma and Pa's for your holiday gift giving for family, friends, employees, and clients. And remember, for fundraising and events, to call 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you?
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. He kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand butter chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have in any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
This is Jim Dispenza, owner of Game Point Sports Complex. You hear the same story across any sport that kids play and any sport that adults play. There's never enough places to play. That was definitely true with volleyball, definitely true with basketball. It could be cheerleading, it could be field hockey, which is what we're seeing now. Every sport has a lack of places to play, and I think Syracuse in particular is a place where it's really bad. Despite the fact that we've got a lot of athletic talent around here, we just seem to have not enough places for people to play, and they're going to different places. They're going to Rochester, they're going to, Buffalo. They're going all different places because we don't have a place here, and I felt like that should change. This was a long project from planning all the way through execution to opening the doors. A lot of work went into it, obviously a lot of money, a lot of resources, and the dream always was kids being in the gym, having a good time. And I've always felt like sports is the most unfiltered joy that you can observe with people can experience, because it is fun, it is a sense of accomplishment, it's all of that wrapped into one thing. And so watching kids going up and down the court with big smiles on their faces has been just amazing, an amazing experience. I'm looking forward to years to come of that same thing. We've taken the time to invest in multiple sports, and then what we're finding is the mere fact that we have a large, clean, well-lit space has opened a lot more doors for us beyond basketball, volleyball, pickleball. Now we're having some interest from cheerleading. We've got girls field hockey coming in. And then also there's quite a bit of room for spectators. We've got bleachers, we've got benches, we've got a concession lounge where people can get food and drinks. We're going to have multiple sports going at the same time, using every square inch of this place for what it was conceived for, which is basically people to come in, have a good time in the sport that they prefer. We manage each situation differently. Everybody has different ability to afford different things. Some are bringing 10, 15 people, some are just 2 people. I've had a lot of situations where it's a father shooting around with his son, it's a mother playing pickleball with her daughter, daughter or with her son, and then those situations come up and we work with people, and that's allowed us to have groups from 2 people up to 30 people and have some flexible pricing behind it. We're an organization that is here to work with the community any way we can, and as part of it is just making sure that we have the flexibility to put together a plan that makes sense regardless of the size of your group. So in order to book time, the best option is to go to our website, gamepointsports-syr.com. You can click from there and sign up for events, sign up for your own particular training, sign up for birthday parties, all of that.
And now a message from Myers Creek Brewing Company, with locations at their Cazenovia Farm Brewery, Syracuse Inner Harbor Tap Room, and soon-to-be Lake Placid Tap Room.
Well, I think first and foremost, the Feldmeyer family and our team are extremely passionate about what we do. We care very much about what we do. The Feldmeyer family is always investing. Our taproom management team, our brew management team, our marketing management team, and all of the team members that get after it every day, they leave it on the field. They put their heart and soul into it. I know for a fact that everyone that works at Myers Creek wants to be there, and we want them to be there. You know, we want them to feel good about their job. And again, if you've never been to a Myers Creek, especially to the brewery, I mean, I want your eyes to open really big. I want you to see how big of a brand this is. I want you to see where we're going. The sky is the limit, and I feel very proud of that, and I'm very excited about that. When you think of designing a menu for a brewery, it's kind of open to a lot of different interpretations. I mean, you can do American, you can do Asian, you can do Italian, and you just have to find, you know, how that meets that pub style dining experience, that gastropub vibe. And I think it's super fun for us because obviously we know that, you know, everyone in the world is going to sell a pizza or a burger or a french fry, but what can we do to be different? And what can we do to be true to who we are? We are a brewery, you know, a brew pub. So the flavor profiles are kind of all over the place. And I think it's super cool that we have a massive smoker at the brewery in Cazenovia, and we smoke a lot of our products. A delicious smoked turkey. We have barbecue ribs on Sundays, from a pulled pork sandwich to a chicken wing. You go to the Inner Harbor and you go to the Kaz location and you'll find similarities in the menu, but also things that are a little different and also kind of fit those different demographics or different communities, and also hopefully just drive you to try every tap room that we have open at some point because you get a little something different at each one. You know, we understand how hard it is to, you know, work every day and get after it every day, and when you're done at the end of your day, you want to go out and put your feet up in a good ambiance and good environment. So we take pride in that. We make sure that everyone knows that they're very much valued to us.
In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville beats. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you. Looking for your next ride? Look no further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes.
All right, you need to come out here and get yourself the Brooklyn Pickle. I was talking about this with one of my buddies. I was like, yo, there's no better sandwich in the state of New York than the Brooklyn Pickle. And now that I found out that they're going down to North Carolina, We are taking over your taste buds everywhere you are, wherever you're gonna be. You need to get yourself out to the Brooklyn Pickle. Pinehurst, you just realized that you found yourself the best sandwich shop that you're ever gonna have. This is a glorious moment. It's a blessing to your community. You're welcome. Brooklyn in the house, baby. Go over to the Brooklyn Pickle. You already know what it is.
You heard the man. Head to Brooklyn Pickle Pinehurst on 1788 Old Morgantown Road in Southern Pines, North Carolina.
And a welcome back to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Great Lakes Honda City coming to you on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. And you could go and visit them for sales and service Monday through Saturday. You can get a sneak peek of all their inventory. They have new and used vehicles, and of course, the buying and leasing option at Great Lakes Honda City. Go to greatlakeshondacity.com to see their inventory today. So with that being said, I want to thank you for being a part of this first portion of today's broadcast. Today's broadcast is split into 3 parts, and I am honored and privileged that each of these is going to be here with you this morning. The next portion that we have, following our exclusive with Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse, will feature William Marias Binney as well as Ronan Lotzlicker securing a double spot in the ITA Masters in San Diego, California in men's tennis, representing the Binghamton University Bearcats. They will be representing Binghamton in this edition of the Bearcat Break Room. Do not miss an opportunity to have plenty of laughs and to see 2 teammates talk about their time, their road, their journey, and really their plan moving forward. So a lot of great stuff happening with this Bryant and with this Binghamton, Bryant and Stratton women's soccer, and of course with Binghamton University. So that's coming up in just a couple minutes. That'll be its own video. So for those of you that are here on this feed, stay on youtube.com and facebook.com, both /WakeUpCall DT. There's more to come. And at 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time, I will have a third portion of today's show that will take us past 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and that is my birthday box break, celebrating my 40th birthday with Josh Gideon of GG Cards and Breaks. We'll take one final step aside, and we'll wrap things up here in hour number 1 right after this.
Here's a message from Renee from Bryan's Landing, located on 6523 East Seneca Turnpike in Jamesville, New York. Open Tuesdays and Wednesdays for dinner, Thursday through Saturday for lunch and dinner, and Sundays for brunch.
It's a lot like the way that my mom and dad ran their restaurant. We have put in place a lot of people that are family to us, very similar to how my dad hired people that were family to him. And then the tradition I'm carrying on is a lot of the items that are on our menu are my dad's. And he taught our chefs how to recreate his dishes. So I think that Tommy McNerney, who our executive chef is, to him it is an art. And I think that when he does create a dish, it's not just about making the food taste delicious, but it's definitely our priority, but it's an art to him, and it's almost like his canvas on a plate where he just wants the colors to look great, and people love it because he takes pride in that. And Brian and I appreciate that. We want it to obviously look good and taste good. I will tell you, when we opened up, it was 6 weeks before COVID. And what was amazing was the community, our friends and family stepped up, and everybody did takeout. Everybody supported us. Our hearts were just so filled. So to Brian and I, obviously our friends come all the time, and we just have repeat customers in Jamesville, and I think people going to our previous restaurant in Green Lakes are making the trip to come to Bryan's Landing to support us. And I mean, I think we have great food and a great atmosphere. So it's very, very important to us.
Head to Bryan's Landing, located on 6523 East Seneca Turnpike in Jamesville, New York, where memories have become recipes that are now meals to share with you. Tuesdays and Wednesdays for dinner, Thursday through Saturday for lunch and dinner, and on Sundays for brunch. And be sure to come out for live music Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Life gets busy, and sometimes that means us running around. So Canine Camp Dog Daycare offers you an opportunity to give your dog a place to stay while you take care of what you need to throughout the day. Canine Camp Dog Daycare is located on 228 Old Bridge Street in East Syracuse, New York. You can see it from the highway, and it's just off of Erie Boulevard across from BJ's Wholesale Club. Call 315-437-7110. That's 315-437-7110 to schedule an appointment to bring your dog in and tour the facility. Appointments are Monday through Thursday after 6:30, where you and your dog can see everything that Canine Camp Dog Daycare has to offer, including a self-serve dog wash and a retail store filled with all of your dog's wants and needs, including food, treats, harnesses, leashes, and more, making Canine Camp Dog Daycare your one-stop shop for your furry loving friend. Right, Lily? Avicoli's restaurant, located on 7839 Oswego Road in Liverpool, New York, has been serving our community for decades. Your place to go for home cooking on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road is just minutes from Liverpool High School. And every single month, Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is on site, on location, with Liverpool sports, student athletes, coaches, and administration telling their stories throughout the year. We look forward to seeing you on site at Avicoli's for their casual pizza side, their fine dining, as well as their bar. And of course, you can order online at myavicolis.com. That's myavicollis.com. For takeout, delivery, and catering, call 315-622-5100. That's 315-622-5100. Come on into the neighborhood spot, Avicoli's, open 7 days a week in Liverpool, New York. Canine Campground Dog Boarding is your home away from home for your furry loving friends. Open 7 days a week with drop-off and pickup times in the morning and later on in the day and early evening. Canine Campground Dog Boarding is the spot to trust with your dog for short and long-term stays. Call 315-299-4013 for more information. That's 315-299-4013, and go to caninecampground.com as well. That's KAMP ground.com, where you will find all of the information on their different cabins, which include the classic cabin, executive cabin, grand cabin, and luxury cabin. Canine Campground Dog Boarding, where your dog will have indoor and outdoor areas as well as their own private cabin for any size, any breed, as well as dogs with different needs. Dog parents and dogs alike choose Canine Campground Dog Boarding. Isn't that right, Lily? Looking for your next ride? Look no further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes.
Tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carbolite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carbolite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant.
GG Cards and Breaks. Like, comment, subscribe.
GG Cards and Breaks coming to you on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York, is your one-stop sports card and trading card shop. I don't have to tell you, but I will, because we've told you for so many years here, and we've told you repeatedly, it is a place not only to collect cards, but it is a place to build friendships, to find that kid spirit in you again, and to connect with things that you truly, maybe never have connected with before, or maybe something that brings you back to your childhood. But, in this world where there's negativity and there's craziness and there's things that don't always make sense, there's a place at GG Cards and Breaks that's consistently good, not occasionally great. And that gives you that wonderful, wonderful chance to be a big kid, no matter how old you are, no matter what's going on in your life. And I can't thank them enough. And we're going to celebrate them today on the broadcast, so make sure you stay tuned for that. 639 Delmar Place at Syracuse, New York. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 6, Sundays from 10 to 5. And many thanks to Chick-fil-A in DeWitt on the corner of Bridge Street and Erie Boulevard. The Pretzel Cheddar Club is delicious. You need to get yourself out there. There's not a good enough word. As soon as I was saying delicious, I said, no, delicious isn't good enough, because I saw the commercial. I was like, I gotta, right? Because I watch TV, and I saw, that Chick-fil-A wonderful, wonderful pretzel cheddar club. They have it in original. They have it in spicy. They have it in grilled. And, of course, working with Chick-fil-A DeWitt, Megan Sorber and her team, I had to go over there and try the Pretzel Cheddar Club, right? Bridge Street and Erie Boulevard. Make your way over there today to try that, as well as their favorites that are on the menu all the time. The macaroni and cheese is absolutely incredible. And, of course, the only place that's ever gotten me to eat Cal, Chick-fil-A. So head out to Chick-fil-A DeWitt today and let them know the DT sent you. Giant brick building, you can't miss it. Corner of Bridge and Erie, and of course the double drive-through. With that being said here on the show, I want to thank David Pittman for being our exclusive guest here this morning, and I'm going to implore you to stay with us on YouTube.com and Facebook.com, both /WakeUpCallDT, airing right now my special with Binghamton University, airing at 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time, my GG Cards and Breaks triple box break celebrating my 40th birthday with Josh Gideon, the owner of GG Cards and Breaks. And I talk about that kid spirit being with you. Well, you don't want to miss this broadcast. And I want to give a special thanks once again before we hop out of here to the Bryant Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse, giving us our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership of many years, the Bobcat Buzz, with student athletes, coaches, administration, and alumni. Find the Bobcats on youtube.com /WakeUpCallDT. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell, and find our BSC Syracuse playlist. The Bobcats are also on WakeUpCallDT.com's homepage and underneath the exclusive partners tab. For more information, go to syracuse.bscbobcats.com and go Bobcats. The Binghamton University Bearcats in the special airing right now. They're with us Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Weekly, student athletes, coaches, administration, and alumni. You can find all of our content with the Bearcats by going to youtube.com /WakeUpCallDT. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell. Find the Binghamton playlist. Your Bearcats are also on WakeUpCallDT.com's homepage and underneath the exclusive partners tab. For more information, go to BinghamtonBearcats.com and go Bearcats. The Onondaga Community College Lasers are here with us, an exclusive multimedia marketing partners of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. You'll find the Lasers every other Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Coming up this Wednesday, October 29th, we'll have another wonderful special for you. Do not miss a moment of that at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And you can find all of our content with the Lasers by going to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. Click subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Find the OCC playlist. Shout out to my mom who went to OCC for a minute. And, of course, many thanks to the wonderful, wonderful Lasers student athletes, coaches, and administration, as well as their alumni. And you can also find them on wakeupcalldt.com's homepage and underneath the exclusive partners tab for more information. Go to onondagalazers.com and go Lasers. With that being said, I hope you have a great, great rest of your day. Do not miss the specials that are airing right now. I'm literally competing with myself on the broadcast, the true essence of the Dan Tortora Broadcast Media Network. So God bless, no stress, do your best. From the Great Lakes Honda City Studios, you're amazing, God loves you, and don't you ever forget it.